Hello and welcome to the first episode of Doofuses with a Cause. I'm Matt, you're going to be your dungeon master here, and I'm just giving a quick narration here for our opening introduction. There are Pepe the Ranger, Tamatoa the Cleric, Ajin the Fighter, Jazar the Rogue, and Periwinkle the Elf. So we got 5 players. I'll let their introductions and backstories come out a little bit later as time progresses, but in the meantime, it's time for a little world building. Welcome to the land of Exul. This land is home to what can be called the Trinity Mountain Canyon. 3 different mountain ranges intersecting to form a giant, natural forming bowl that has a glimmering border barrier around it. And in the inside of the bowl, there is a giant natural woodland area with a river flowing through there. To an outsider, this entire mountain range is considered to be called the Crimson Bowl, as rumors have been stated that inside of it are 3 warring kingdoms. These kingdoms all appear to have an area of expertise. For example, in the eastern tip, there is the Kingdom of Kansai. These are the ones who specialize in arcane knowledge. Any and all forms of magic are studied and added to this army's might, as they use this knowledge to blast through their enemies, as well as attempt to blast through the barrier, as any attempts they've tried before have been fruitless and unsuccessful. However, with new knowledge comes new possibilities. And they believe through magic they are going to be able to break through this barrier. To the south is the Republic of Dreth, a clerical and warrior-based kingdom that defend their home with the will of the gods, faith, and physical power on their side. They push forward slowly, gaining ground, as they attempt to bring their glory to their gods, as well as to their enemies, in order to dispel the barrier through their god's might and grace. Finally, to the west is the Alliance of Trixania, the ones who call for the most balance. They believe that a mixture of physical and arcane power is key to breaking through the barrier. Focus on the defense of their home and do not attempt to push forward, but they will not hesitate to avenge those who are killed on the outskirts of their kingdom. It appears to an outsider, as inside there's a lot of political turmoil, so they do not exactly practice all the time what they preach. A decade after the barrier was erected, the warring kingdom stood tall, but appeared to start waning as the decade wore on, due to constant assaults from each kingdom, as resources began to grow more and more faint. It seemed whoever put the barrier up would soon reach their ending to their show. Till one day, as the sun was rising, 7 figures stood on the northernmost point of the range. They were able to scale down and break through the barrier, as none have been able to do before. No one knows why. This group of 7 split up in order to get access to each of the kingdoms and hopefully bring a stop to this war. Within a day, they were able to bring each of the armies to a standstill, and managed to convince the leaders to meet in the center with one of their members, as talks occurred in order to obtain what is known as the Grand Ceasefire. One condition of the ceasefire was that the 7 adventurers would build their own guild hall in the center as a means of faith and trust to bring balance and order to the entire area. After 4 years, the guild became a beacon of hope as a town was raised around the hall not long after the entire area was built. However, as it appears, the guild is slowly becoming its own kingdom, and with the 4th kingdom on the rise, so do come the whispers of war once again. And this is where our players begin, as each of them are trying to enter the Guild of the Tempest Sword, as they attempt to find its secrets, and hopefully save their own homes. Pepe, we'll say that on your travels to the kingdom, you're kind of coming across the
To the kingdom, right? I'm not going out in the kingdom. I'm going to the.
right, but the guild hall is located in the center of the entire area.
Did you ever get around to posting to creating that map?
No, unfortunately, I didn't get to that.
It's fine. It's fine. It would have made this easier, but
Yeah.
I could still use you. You're perfect, so it's fine.
Right. So we'll say through you're coming up from the southwest. We'll say, like the southwest part of the kingdom. Or
Here's a couple of things he does.
sorry,
I'm coming up from the southwestern part of the kingdom, going towards the center of the basin.
The southern part of the kingdom, because the kingdom of Trixania is on the west part of the area. So like, kind of like on the border of the Dreth Trixania border. You come across this knocked out creature that you don't recognize. Actually, I'll have you roll a history check. See if you recognize the race.
I need to slow down the drinking. I'm having trouble seeing. That's a 16 plus history 0. It's a 16. It's a flat 16.
Okay, 16. We'll say you've heard stories of this kind of creature before, but you haven't really gotten like all the details about them. You know that they have like strange holy powers, but that's about all you really know.
All right.
So you.
Hey.
So yeah, what do you do?
I poke him.
You poke him?
I'm gonna poke him with
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a him. I'm a her.
I know that.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I know that. I was saving that.
You were saving that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't I immediately been able to tell their gender?
No, because they're face down in the ground, so you don't, and they're in armor, so you can't really tell.
All right, so I can't tell who or what the creature is at all.
Right.
It just looks like a creature, and I almost stepped on it.
Right.
All right, let me look at my utility kit for a second. I've not got a lot. I take my spear.
Mm-hmm.
And I poke the guy's shoulder, trying to roll him over.
Okay. I think I accidentally closed out of your character. Oh no, here it is.
No, it's alright. I just I have it open.
Okay, so this.
I drank too much too fast. Strength is plus. No, it's modifier 0.
Yep. So 14. I'd say you were able to get them onto their back instead of face down.
Okay. Well, it's a girl. And she's unconscious?
Yep.
You don't know me. I sit down, poke her with the butt of my spear.
Okay.
Say, hey, wake up!
Ajin, I'm gonna have you roll a Constitution check to see if you wake up from that. He does not wake up from that.
That's a 3.
Alright, well, I use my good berry. I feel like this person's unconscious on the floor. I get 10 good berries a day, right?
Oh God.
Good berries are 10s.
Wait,
With basic work out 10
Are you playing Pokemon or something?
No, good berries are a thing.
Yeah, good berries are a thing. Good berry is my spell. I got 2 spells. So I got 10 good berries, and I cast them, and I'm going to mark my level, or I cast the good berry, right? I'm going to cast good berry now, since we haven't done that yet.
Oh God.
It's
Please.
marked me down to 1 of 2 spells for this day, and I now got 2. And I'm going to feed the girl, I'm just going to put it in her mouth, a good berry, trying to help her recover from whatever her at. Put it in her mouth. What happens? She wake up.
Yeah. We'll say, roll me another Constitution check, Elgin, with advantage on this one.
That's 11.
All right. Yeah, you wake up, and you wake up and you see this this guy over you, going, hey, are you awake? You awake? What's going on?
At this point is though.
I want you to roll me a straight intelligence check. That's a 12. Okay, so we'll say you still remember like the whole arrangement of being sent on a mission to a guild, but you don't know anything about the guild. You know that there's been a ceasefire going on, so
I know some knowledge. It's just the thing I don't remember is like probably like the past maybe like 5, 6 years.
right, and with this the big thing was you remember the big thing, which was the ceasefire being signed.
So that's 3 to 4 years max amnesia.
It's 4 years, but that's like a big thing that happened, so that's something that's kind of hard to forget even with amnesia. So you are aware that that is going on, but you don't remember anything else. So what do you do?
I take my canteen, my flask, my water scoop, and trickle some water into her mouth.
It's just water.
Yeah, it's water.
I don't like water. Fish fucking it.
I don't give a shit what you like, man. Drink the fucking water. Tell me what the fuck you're doing out here on the fucking floor. And if you're not my enemy, I won't kill you.
What does it look like? I'm in my guest room.
I'll let their introductions and backstories come out a little bit later as time progresses, but in the meantime, it's time for a little world building. Welcome to the land of Exul. This land is home to what can only be called the Trinity Mountain Canyon. 3 different mountain ranges intersecting to form a giant natural woodland area in the middle of them. To an outsider, this prairie is called the Crimson Bowl, as there are 3 warring kingdoms fighting between
you look around and you see
the center
bunch
of it.
Trees and a path. You're like,
Each of these kingdoms all also appear to have a certain area of expertise and some form of combat. For example, on the eastern tip, there is the kingdom of Kansai.
You know what?
These are the ones who specialize in more arcane knowledge. Any and all forms of magic are studied and added to their army's might. They use this knowledge and skill to blast through their enemies, to deal them to death, while gathering power to hopefully blast through what appears to be a barrier that surrounds the entire Crimson Bowl, preventing anyone from escaping. To the south, there is the Republic of Dreth, a clerical and warrior-based kingdom that defends their home with the will of the gods, faith, and physical power. They push forwards slowly, gaining ground as they attempt to bring their gods' glory and grace in order to help gain their favor and dispel the barrier. Finally, to the west, there's the Alliance of Trixania, the ones of balance. They attempt to merge the best between magical prowess and physical strength, as the king of this nation specializes in pretty much generalization. There's a lot of political power going on in this kingdom. They focus on defense of their home while pushing back against the other kingdoms. They are known for balance and for any answer can be found. However, getting there is the question they cannot fathom. For 1 decade, the warring kingdoms stood tall, but appeared to start weaning due to the constant assaults and resources being drained. It seemed whosoever was watching and put them in this situation would be getting their end very soon. Until one day, as the sun was rising, 7 figures stood to the northernmost mountain range. They were able to scale down the mountain, the first to ever break through the barrier, and managed to split up into 3 groups of 2 while the last one went to the center of the entire area in order to bring peace to the land. Within a day, these 3 adventurers managed to stop the fighting for a moment, and were able to get an audience with the leaders of the area. They were the last ones to clear enough space for the leaders to meet in chat. And after a very long talk, what can only be called the Grand Ceasefire was obtained in order to bring some semblance of peace to the area. As part of the ceasefire, the center of the entire area was converted into a guild hall. This guild hall being called the Tempest Sword.
Okay.
And our story actually starts 4 years later, as the guild has become a beacon of hope as a town was built around the guild hall, giving it more and more strength.
I'm gonna say with this, you don't assume they don't even.
However,
have
as New Kingdom appears
on them.
to be rising up, whispers of war return. And here is where our story begins.
You say what?
You're an idiot. You're a complete fucking moron, and I am not going to waste more time anymore. I'm going this way. You're welcome to follow behind if you stay out of my sight.
Okay.
Where is he? Wait, pause.
I'd say he's 10 feet away.
Where?
He's been backing up. Oh, I'm assuming you've been backing up this entire time.
Yeah. Like, at the minute I noticed that he has no gold on her, and he's being turned, like, almost like, I'm out of here. Like, I fed you magic. I'm not getting anything for my money, and I'm not wasting an arrow on you.
How tall are you?
Me? I'm 60 tall. I'm 5'10".
You're 5'10"?
Yeah, I think it's something like that, right? Let me just scroll and check.
I'm checking this.
Yep, 5'10".
Because I have an idea for this character here. Do you guys know who Brienne of Tarth is?
Who?
Brienne of Tarth.
I don't know who that is. Who the heck's Brienne of Tarth?
Okay, none of you guys watch Game of Thrones.
Nope. Don't even read it.
I don't have HBO, so no.
Brienne of Tarth is a knight who is about 7 feet tall.
What a
She's a
lady.
tall bitch.
They're right now on Nick and Nick's characters have just ran into each other.
Literally running into each other?
Well, no,
I stepped on him.
no. Pepe found Aljin lying in the middle of the trail, face down on the ground.
Wasted a magic berry on her, and now has to deal with her shit.
Sounds like you need our love.
Alright, write your name down and like your stuff, so I can mark you down. I'm just gonna put my stuff down again so you can get it. Okay. I am. Where the heck am I? Pepe.
I did.
Yeah.
I marked it as a note for you guys.
I gotta copy paste my name. Oh my god, what's your name? By the way, how much health do I get?
I've been giving everyone max HP for the first
So
two
it's
levels.
whatever your HP dice is plus your constitution roll times 2.
Okay, so I got 22 health.
Okay.
Me too.
So, Aljin, what are you gonna do? Pepe is just said he's heading off in this direction, and he's walking away.
I'm just gonna get up, follow him, keep on saying kind of sarcastic remarks about how he treated me,
Really nicely. I treated you really nicely.
and then ask him if he has any wine.
No. You're a fucking alcoholic. Have some water.
I don't like water. Fish fucking it.
No fish fucked in this water because it's from a water skin.
see, all fish, all water comes from water with fish. So what are the chances of fish fighting?
I draw my bow, I draw an arrow, I nod you to the bow, and I say, new rule, you shut up.
Roll an intimidation check.
That's 6 plus, I think it's like 2 or 4. It's charisma, it's plus 4. It's plus 2, it's intimidation. I didn't take intimidation, it's plus 2, it's 8.
Okay, yeah, you're still not very threatening with that, unfortunately. You were just like, no, just shut up, and I won't shoot you. Well, Jim, how do you take that?
I'm like ready to start things right now.
Actually, yeah, why don't you roll me an insight check? We'll contest that with that.
An insight check, huh? Well, chances are I beat it. Yeah, it's 12. I have no wisdom.
Okay, so yeah, that's not very intimidating to you. You've seen enough archers in your time that this half elf doesn't seem to be that intimidating to you.
Okay. Can I come into frame now?
That
Hold on. I want to do one more thing. I'm going to be all intimidating back.
okay. We're gonna contest intimidation versus insight.
What do you want me to do?
That's not
Insight.
really good intimidation.
Oh, you wanted me to roll, okay.
Yep. What is that as a total?
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
It's a 5. 9 versus 5.
Okay.
Because intimidation is a class skill of mine.
Okay. What do you do to be intimidating back?
I just slowly walk up to him, kind of menacing. Don't even, just walk up to him. Walk up right up to the arrow, to the bow. And just say, go ahead and do it. If you got the balls.
All right, Austin, roll me a stealth check.
Yay!
That's not very stealthy.
That is where is the stuff? There's the stuff. That is a 10.
A 10. Okay.
Wow.
Elgin and Pepe, I want you both to roll perception checks.
He doesn't even beat my passive perception.
Oh yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, my passive perception is 20.
You're distracted right now, so it's fine.
My passive perception is 14. Anyway,
None of us see him.
you.
oh,
That was a
perception
very.
is plus 4. So this is, I rolled a roll, I rolled a 2, that's a 6.
You're one below me.
My 10 accomplished things!
So with that 10, Shavasi, you just kind of step on its twig and it snaps under you, but these two are just so zoned in on one another that they don't even register it.
Yay!
What's Shivasa's total stealth? What do you have as a bonus to stealth?
Plus 5.
Oh wow, that's really nice.
He's a rogue.
So what are you thinking about doing?
I'll PM it.
Okay. So, as that's going on, Pepe, all of a sudden this person that you've helped up and you've been trying to get to shut up is suddenly moving in on you and is telling you to shoot. What are you going to do?
Get back up 30 feet,
Okay.
stand behind the tree, and in half cover or something, and I'm gonna shoot at her feet.
Okay. Do you want to jump in it before he does that? Javasi.
I need my keyword to happen.
Okay. In that case, Pepe, roll an attack.
I miss.
What's your armor class, Aljin?
Hold on. Oh, okay, here we go.
So that's an 11.
My armor class is a 16.
16, yeah. So it just lands right at your feet. Like, it's lands just like right in between your feet.
Ooh, free arrow.
All right.
This lady has become my enemy, and I'm gonna. That's it. It's just what's happening now. It's like I might not kill her today, but she's gonna die. I'm just letting you know, boss.
So
God.
this lady has been added to Pepe's list.
She's spent the last 40 minutes antagonizing me.
Okay. So as you two are you gonna continue back towards the hall, or the down the path?
Yeah, alright. I got 1 second. I'm heading back towards the hall. She stopped moving. I'm heading towards the hall. I gotta write down 19 arrows.
Okay.
I'm following.
Are you gonna keep saying? What are you gonna keep antagonizing?
At this point right now, I'm taking the arrow, and I'm holding in my hand, like I'm tossing it at him while his back is turned.
All right. You're tossing it at him.
No, I'm holding my hands.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Go ahead and roll a stealth to try and slip away.
It should be a disadvantage since I'm
Yeah.
really keeping an eye on him.
Yeah. We'll say because you don't have the disengage hit hide disadvantage that. Okay, so that's an 18. Pepe, what exactly are you trying to do to get away?
I'm a ranger. I jumped up on a tree limb and I'm starting to dart from one tree to the next. I'm a half-elf ranger.
Okay.
This is like what's the
He's going. Finally, someone actually is doing the full Naruto thing that I thought Mike was gonna do. So yeah. Shivasi, are you gonna, what do you want to do?
I need my keyword, damn it.
Javasi, what's your real name?
That's Austin.
Who do I call you? Like I'm a character.
Austin, or Jesus, either one's fine.
Austin?
Yep.
Okay, it's not at all similar to Jesus.
Or if you saw me, you'd know.
Long brown hair?
Yep.
He's got yeah.
His name is Jesus. Don't ever say anything else.
And
So-
I have the facial hair to be pretty much Jesus. I look like Jesus and takes people out. It's great.
So are either of you guys gonna mention any more about fish?
Fish?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Why would I mention fish?
Seriously, I'm talking about fish.
The only time fish came up was when she was talking about fish fucking in her water, and I'm like,
No, I was gonna say like, are you gonna say that as you're getting away, like, take that about your fucking fish?
no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm a professional, man. I'm not gonna draw attention to me as slipping away.
All right.
I do not see him go.
No, well, you hear these rustling in the trees, but you can't get a beat on them. So,
Alright, since he's gone, at that point I'm like, okay, time to get serious. Straighten up, put the arrow away, fix my hair, make myself presentable. Alright, what was I doing?
He did mention. Okay. So yeah, he did mention something about a guild hall.
Right, to Guildhall. Yes, yes, I can tell. And
Roll.
I'm kind of surprised, you know. I mean, it's just kind of point, you know, the fish fucking water.
So are you sticking with that, or are you gonna continue down the path?
I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do.
Okay. 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 So yeah, that's fine. Um I'm just gonna clarify. Jim, now what? How about you roll me a wisdom check to see if it's a good idea to go to that guild or not?
It's a very good idea to go to that Guildhall.
Yes, it is. You know that there is a chance for you to get alcohol at this guild hall, and you know there's a chance to find like strong opponents if you want to test your mettle. So it's a
Oh, no, she's not a drunk. She just loves fucking with people.
okay. I'm still saying it's like a good place to gather information, get some drinks. Okay, and I'm going to at this point, Pepe, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh wow.
So that's
Rolls have been on point tonight.
yes, they have. It's just enough time for to allow Juan and Mike to get here for more silliness.
What was that? A 2 and a 3 and a 4? Oh my god.
So, yeah. So all
This is not a 1.
Aljan, all of a sudden you see this arrow come flying out of the treetop, and it just it misses you by a hair, as it just whizzes right by your like right ear, maybe catching a few strands of hair as you like move out of the way, and just slams into a tree nearby.
Huh. Ow.
So, what do you do?
Oh, wait. I actually have wisdom. A protector, Azamir. He gives me a +1 to wisdom. I didn't put that in.
Okay.
So an arrow just goes flying by my head.
Yep.
Alright, hold on. Let me just make sure I get that +1 into my wisdom. There we go.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, well, telling, figuring out where that arrow came from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, you freaking load already. I hate when shit like this happens.
Well, while we're waiting, Austin, what exactly have you been doing this whole time?
Waiting for someone to say something about fish fucking water. Probably just casually strolling.
Okay, so you just see an arrow fly out of nowhere. What do you do at this point?
Well, seeing how I saw what happened before, thinking nothing of it and keep walking.
Okay.
because I'm a G.
Okay, so are you gonna stroll up just right past this strange creature in armor?
No.
All right.
It's fun creature, but my Azamar is like Azamar do not have to have
Do you not have to have what?
Azamar do not have to have blue skin. Azamar look exists. The only thing that's different is they have some traits that make them stand out.
Okay.
Yeah. Normally
They're just
Azamars have what?
They're just pretty much prettier humans. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So.
And yet, yes, my Azamar-haired, green-eyed white woman. Well, I'm not. It's more like she's kind of like almost like snow skin.
So more of an albino white skin, but with emerald eyes. Is that what I'm?
No, not full albino. Think of the other Necri from Food Wars.
Oh, Alice.
Yeah, think of her.
Okay, so Alice white skin with green eyes instead of red.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, what are you actually trying to do?
Oh, I'm seeing where that come from.
Okay.
Wait. Why do I have two of those? God damn it! I had the wrong item. I had the wrong item on. Yeah, I hate when this happens. Okay, where the hell are you? Here we go. I am going to fire an arrow back.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll an attack.
That's a 21.
Okay.
I got a +4.
Because I want to say because he's still hidden.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, but when you make an attack, you forego your hidden.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Go ahead and roll damage for that.
And he did.
He did fire. He told me that he was like heading back. But yeah, go ahead and roll damage on that.
Oops. That does 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Nick, are you back? Pepe,
No, he's not back yet.
Okay, he's not back yet. All right. So I'd say you.
That's payback for shooting 2 arrows at me.
All right. So I say you just hear this sound as this arrow, your shot slams into his shoulder. Austin, what are you doing in the meantime?
Just continuing walking.
Doesn't have a care in the world.
All right. Are you walking past this at this point? Or are you still being all stealthy about it?
I mean, I'm not being stealthy about it. I'm just walking around like a normal citizen would,
All right.
kind of.
All right. So I'm gonna say roll a perception on this. Let's say
Okay.
Let's say if you see this happen or not.
Nope.
No, you don't see any. You're like, ooh, wow, those are some pretty trees up ahead. Do. So you're just
That
gonna.
is the best fucking rule for this too.
Yes, it is. Okay. So.
Here's an owl. Goddamn bird.
So yeah, at this point, yeah,
Is a baka bird flying overhead?
I don't know. What's his health, dear? Yeah, so we'll say at this point, yeah, you're just kind of walking along. I'd say you walk right past a gym without her really realizing it because she's kind of like focused on the trees right now.
Yeah.
You're just like do 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 do.
What a nice day.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Just keep walking.
Don't even really pay attention. Just say, yes, it is. It just,
Is it Jin used to voices in her head?
No, Jin can tell the difference between the voices in her head and the voices out of her head.
So yeah, she's used to voices in her head. She can tell the difference.
Yeah, she can.
Okay. I'd say outside of that, you guys just kind of like work your way back. Pepe's probably still like in the trees, just trying not to deal with it. Javasi is just. Is Javasi doing the brooding thing that we talked about in the shop, Austin?
Hold on. No.
No. He's trying to be all suave and cool about this.
You have to throw something bad in front of me for it to really come out.
Okay.
Enrique Suarez.
All right. Well, I don't really want to have you guys get to the guild hall until everyone's on.
That's fine.
So we'll circle back. We'll use this as a checkpoint. We'll circle back. Austin.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you're from Kansai, correct?
Oh God. Here's a wall.
Are you from Kansai?
I don't know.
Hey, sorry. I need to take more alcohol. I'll be back.
Okay, Pepe, you took 9 damage because
He's gone.
Jin kind of
He's gone.
did
He
a.
already left. Matt, he already left.
Okay.
I could tell because he said, I need more alcohol. And all I heard was a bunch of noise in the background. It's like, yeah, he just left again.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember, because you're rogue. Are you from Kansai or are you from Trixania?
Whoa. Hey.
Let's go with tricks.
Trixania?
What? I'm here.
Okay. So, we'll do your backstory recording later.
Do we have to?
Yes.
For all that's good and just in the world, you must suffer.
All right. So,
by the way, you took 9 damage there, pal.
I took damage?
yep. Pepe got a lucky shot off on you.
I'm Pepe.
Jin, she got a lucky shot off on you.
Okay, I can hear it now. 22.
So, yeah, you're down 9 health. You're fine. You guys are kind of like moving along. I just mean
11 plus 3. 22 minus 9 is what number? It's like 14?
13.
11?
13.
I won.
Yeah. Sorry,
That's 13. That's 13 because 9 minus 20 is 11. Plus 2 is 13.
Okay.
Thank you.
So since Juan and I already recorded his backstory, Juan, can you roll me a perception check?
Sure.
Who's one?
Juan's the guy who just logged on.
That is, hold on. Perception, right?
Yep.
Modified 21. Not by 22.
22. Okay. You in front of you, you see You see this guy just kind of like whistling his tune away. You notice this creature in armor that you haven't seen before, and you kind of see this trail of blood coming from the trees.
Will you stop making me sound like I'm a freaking like a monster? I'm a woman.
Okay.
You hurt my feelings.
Women don't have feelings.
Could you please note down your name, race, class, please?
Doing so?
Austin, I'm sure a lot of women don't like you.
Doofuses really good grammar.
For all the women who think that they're nice,
There we go.
So
he's an ass.
what
I
does
need that magic to wake him up and help him along, and he's an ass to me.
so what does Tamada do?
Tamatoa.
Tamatoa, sorry.
Krakatoa.
Krakatoa.
What does he do?
Hold on, let me just. I'll get to you in a moment. Let me just roast Bob for his incorrect way of saying Krakatoa. If you're gonna make your SpongeBob references, make them correctly.
What race is Tamatoa?
I'm actually making the reference to the old cartoon where it's an Indian who was able to grow like 3 times his normal size.
He is a dwarf. More specifically, he is a mountain dwarf.
Okay. So, what do you do?
Shavas and Murabi, did you declare your race?
Hold on.
So I see this armored figure in front of me
Mm-hmm.
with blood across the trees, correct?
There's like a blood trail from the trees that you can see.
Am I able to determine that this armored figure is the cause of this blood?
I'd say you see some arrows on the back, so you could probably take a pretty good guess on that.
That he's been struck by arrows?
Or no, because she's not bleeding.
Okay.
Or I should say they're not bleeding because you can't tell that they're female.
And kitty cat.
Okay. So I can't tell whether. So I can tell that the blood is not theirs, but I can tell they've caused the blood.
Yeah.
I approach the person. I approach the armored figure with caution and ask, "What's your business here?"
That's a new voice.
Okay.
Tamatoa's gonna slowly reach for the handle of his hammer, just in case, and ask, "Who are you?"
Where am I at this point? Have I slipped away?
You're in the trees, but you're kind of like hopping towards the guild hall, but you got an arrow in your shoulder, we'll say.
Well, if I've got an arrow in my shoulder and I'm safe, I'm like taking it out. I'm breaking it off and healing myself.
Okay, that's fine.
That's funny because that's the same arrow you shot at me. I returned it. Ain't I a good neighbor?
Send her with a hand. Not cool.
There's like
say?
no way we're gonna be friendly party. It's not happening.
What'd you say, Austin?
Oh, you guys haven't officially formed the party yet, so this is all fair game.
There was no return to sender with a stamp man.
No, but you don't understand. There's literally no way I can story into my character's design if I'm friends with this person. I have to seek their death.
This ought to be interesting.
Oh, am I actually able to notice this arrow wound that's on the arrow that's on the shoulder?
No, you can't see me.
No, because they're in the tree. Tamatoa, you do recognize that Aljin is also from the Kingdom of Drath. You do.
I motion to the
It's kind of hard for me to know what it is because my back is to you and I haven't turned around yet.
I shout out to the armored figure. Which kingdom do you hail from?
From where do you hail? Blah, blah, blah.
From which kingdom do you hail from, stranger?
Slowly turn around. Takes me a couple seconds to realize that that it's a dwarf talking to me because I was looking up instead of down.
It's not like they're 3 feet tall. They're 5 feet tall. How tall are you?
5 feet.
Yeah. Dwarves aren't that short. I mean, they're short, but
No,
they're
but-
not that short.
But I'm assuming that Aljin was scanning the canopy, right? Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not really a height thing. It's more of a angle of perception or perspective.
And dwarves are not supposed to be 5 feet tall. Dwarves are supposed to be they're supposed to be 4 feet.
It could be 4 or 5.
Yeah. 5e has dwarves being Dungeons and Dragons in general.
Actually says that in the manual too. That they can have a height of 4 feet or 5 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, but
It does.
That doesn't make it a dwarf. That just makes you a wicked short person.
No, that's a no.
No, because dwarves are wide and their dwarves are dwarves.
Are you fetch shaming dwarves?
No, that would be thick. Wide is literally wide. Like I am about maybe 2. Dwarves are like 3, 3.5.
How long have you been playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Like I'm talking literally shoulder to shoulder. Measure your shoulders. Dwarves are wide. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons
Dwarves have girth.
seriously for a couple months. Not seriously for several years.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So Aljin, are you gonna answer this dwarf, or what exactly are you doing?
I don't remember which kingdom I'm from.
Wait, I thought you only had 4-year gap. You should know.
Yeah, 4-year gap of no memory.
Yeah, but you should know where you lived before then. You don't know that there's a 4-year gap. No one's clued you into that.
I don't know.
Tamatoa, roll me another perception check, or rather, roll me perception for right now.
Okay.
Wait, my character is from Dreth? I thought it was from Kansai.
That's
Yeah,
11.
you said you were a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Fighters come from Kansai.
Yeah, I'm from Kansai, dude.
Or sorry, fighters are from Dreth.
Okay, Dreth. There you go.
Yeah.
Are you from Dreth or from Kansai?
Dreth is from. Aljin is from Dreth. Tamatoa's from Dreth.
Dress. Exiled from dress.
Exiled from Dreth. Pepe's from Trixania. And Vase is from Trixania, leaving our last person who hasn't shown up yet from Kansai, which actually works out great because they're on the other end of the other side.
So yeah, I'll just reply.
Never seen your live dress before. Fighter, I assume? I asked the armored individual.
Yes.
What are you doing in these woods?
Well, I was rudely woken up from a nap by some guy who tried to force feed me some drugs.
My
You
ears.
know that's not true. That should be like a deception check that right there.
Yeah, that. Well. Yeah, roll me a persuasion for check for right now.
And I'd be rolling inside.
Yep.
That is persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 23.
Wow. Nice.
Okay.
But you have a +5 to persuasion?
Yep.
I'm guessing that's proficiency. I'm guessing that's proficiency in it.
Proficiency, and I have a 16 charisma.
Okay.
Wow. You're a fighter with 16 charisma?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's my class. It gives me a +2 to charisma.
Fighter gets +2 to charisma?
Well, it's my race. It gives me a +2 to charisma, and then I choose the one that gives me a +1 to wisdom.
Nice. Very well rounded.
So, from the roll, I can tell I don't truly believe you, but
Oh no, it's above a 20. You believe me?
You unfortunately, yeah, you do buy that. You do buy that someone. You do buy most of the story, but I'll say that you find it weird that someone was trying to feed him drugs, but you do unfortunately buy that he was getting fed drugs.
I look at the fighter with a raised eyebrow. Part of me not believing him, and a part of me believing him as well, and saying, "Why would someone feed you drugs in the forest?"
I don't know.
Then what are you doing in the forest in the first place? You said you were taking a nap. This isn't the best place to take a nap.
What do you mean? It's a perfect place.
If you want to get killed by a beast of the wild, yes, while taking said nap.
Oh, trust me, I would love a beast of the wild to try.
I simply just...
Love
I
to
said-
fight.
What do you say?
I said, get it. I'm a fighter. I love to fight.
Hamato just gives a glance and just says, "Well, all right then."
By the way,
Did
what
not-
day is it?
It's right now the time. I'd say it's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now.
Alright, and, well, I'm also asking him, what day is it? And what year?
Would I know?
I'd
Would
say,
I know the year?
you wouldn't know the exact year, but you know that it's 4 years since the ceasefire has been signed.
Well, I look up the sky. From the looks of it, it doesn't seem to be noon. Maybe a bit more before noon. And as far as the year goes, I don't really know. I just know that it's been 4 years since the ceasefire has been signed between Dreft and the other kingdoms.
Wait, what?
The Three Kingdoms.
Wait, what? Wait. 4 years?
I nod, confused by the surprise that this fighter is showing me.
Okay. Seems I have lost some of my memory. Again.
My ears prick at that again. What do you mean again? Is you losing your memories a common occurrence?
Oh no, first time was I had a concussion. I lost about a week of memory. But I never lost anything like years.
Well, I say, yes, it's been 4 years since the ceasefire has been signed between Dreft and the other two kingdoms. As for me, I'm just heading to the guild hall, to the Tempest Swords Guild.
To the what?
Tempest Swords Guild.
What is with that? Seriously, why? Like, why are you typing all that stuff in the chat, dude?
I couldn't think of it.
Caesar, Cedric, Caesar.
If I typed it out, I would get it right eventually.
Casimir, Cats, Coley, Catlin.
Caitlin. That's the word. It's Caitlin.
Catlin Stock.
Console, you see, everything works out.
So, what's his guild hall again?
It's called
everything.
It's called Tempest Swords Guild. It's towards the north. That's where I'm heading.
And who put it there?
Would I know, like, who founded the Tempest Swords Guild?
Roll me a history check.
Okay, I'm actually proficient in that.
I'm so glad I was persuaded. Yes.
14.
14. Yeah, you recall from your talk with the king of Dreth and from your training and rumors you've heard that those 7 guys that came out of nowhere kind of started founding their own little guild hall in the center as a means to kind of help maintain the ceasefire.
I look over to the fighter and say, well, the 7 the 7 figures that just came out of nowhere and actually helped create the ceasefire made that guild. It's supposed to be something to help continue the ceasefire.
Oh, really?
I nod. Yes.
Ooh, I should check that out then.
I look over to the fighter. If you want, you can come along with me. With 2 of us, it'll make traveling a lot more easier and fancy.
All right. Well, no, a fellow man from Jet. How could I refuse?
When I hear him say fellow man, I kind of just look away a bit and just say, yeah, fellow man. Well, dwarf, but you get the idea.
All right.
As in a fellow countryman of Dreth? That's what I meant.
Yes.
We're off to see the Warriors.
I take a sip of my water skin,
All right.
and I start.
Are you drinking water?
Yeah, as I said, like I'm taking a sip of my water skin because I was drinking water.
Yeah, didn't you know the fish fucking it?
Is this in character?
What?
Is this in character?
Yeah, somewhat.
I look over to the fighter and just give him a stone look, a stone-eyed look, and just motion him to follow me. Well, them to follow me because I don't know their gender. Since from what I've recently found out, this person has 4 years of memories gone and probably doesn't even know the way to get to the way they can get to the guild hall.
Yep. Austin, they said your keyword.
Oh, did you say fish?
What?
I just creep up into your conversation. Did somebody say fish?
Yeah, water, fish fucking it.
I turn my head to a new edition. What the hell are you?
You said fish. I would like some fish.
We don't have fish.
Mind
What the hell are you?
I'm like 7 foot tall, and I'm just creeping in your conversation. But where's the fish?
There is no fish. What the fuck are you? What the hell are you?
Hold on. I know who has some fish. He was this ranger guy who passed by. He was a pretty nice guy, He's a pretty nice guy. He has a load of fish on him. He was saying that he just caught a bunch of fish, and he was going to, he was on his way to the guild hall because, he was wanting to be a warrior there. So
Roll,
he decided he was going to be a warrior there, and he had a bunch of fish for rations.
roll a deception check on that.
And of course,
Austin, roll an insight check.
An insight check, you say?
Yes.
That's a 16.
That is a 14.
Yeah, so your love of fish is like kind of persuading you about this. Like, ooh, there's fish this way?
Which way is the fish? I'm quite hungry.
I'm just ignoring this conversation and just continuing on. Like Tamato's not dealing with this bullshit. He's just walking ahead. If these idiots want to follow him, they can follow him.
Yeah, so as I'm walking, I'm kind of explaining. He went this way. He hopped up into the trees and just started running with his, running with his arms.
Start trying to
With
find
his, with his arms back behind his back. I don't know why he's running like that.
What?
I dipped out of that conversation after he said this way. I'm like, yep, going that way.
All right, Austin. I'm gonna have you roll a survival check to track.
That is a 17.
Yeah, you notice a trail of blood. And you're like, ooh, where does this lead?
Following it.
Okay. Okay, Pepe, what are you right now?
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. Wasn't I in the tree headed to the forest? I missed a bit.
I had you after you got hit, you just kind of started darting towards the guild. Is that?
Yeah, right. And then I stopped at some point once I was safe and tore the thing out of myself and tried to bandage myself. Get an HP?
Yep. Are you rolling? What would it be?
Medicine.
Medicine. Yeah. Medicine.
No, medicine won't give you a. Medicine is just to see what, if someone is poisoned with something.
No, I think in this case it'd just be to stop the bleeding. If he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
It wouldn't give him health. It wouldn't give him health back. It just stop the bleeding.
You can give him a token 1 HP.
You can just eat one of his good berries and get an HP back.
There you go.
Yep. So you
I didn't lose 1 HP though. I lost 9.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Don't shoot 2 arrows at me.
well, with that, you were actually able to pull the arrow through your wound and actually kept it intact.
Oh. Owie.
And you were able to bandage yourself up just fine.
Cool.
So you now have one of your arrows back.
Nice.
And how are you planning on actually getting your HP back? Are you going to use a cure wounds, or what are you going to do?
I don't have cure wounds. I have Hunter's Mark and Goodberry. That was me being nice to the lady earlier, not using Hunter.
Yep.
Bonus action. I'm going to just bandage it. If I'm stable, I'm stable. I've recovered from worse.
Mm-hmm.
I might need these good berries for the trial up in the head, so I'm going to save them.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because I am looking at the Goodberry spell right now,
Yeah.
and they only last for 24 hours.
Yeah. Alright, I'll use them up. I got 0 good berries, and I'm at full health.
Yep, alright.
Those are some good berries.
So,
Hey man, what did we decide that bone dice were for? Did bone dice use Dex or Charisma?
hold on, I don't think we decided that.
Hey,
Oh, wait. I think we were using charisma on that.
For bone dice?
Or sorry, dice or dice. Yeah, decks. Sorry, I thought you said deck.
No.
Yeah. Then
So bone dice. So bone dice is dex, and the deck would be charisma.
yes.
Okay.
So, all right, I'd say you guys are like healthily on your way here.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yep. And
All the while, I'm just looking around. While walking, I'm just keeping my wits about me, just looking around in case like anything comes out at us or tries to attack us.
all right, so I'd say after a while, I'd say maybe after like an hour, Javasi, you have yet to catch up to the guy, find the guy that has the fish. Pepe, I'd say you managed to like get to the clearing first.
Damn it, where's the fish?
And Tamatoa and
Oh, hey, we have another person, yeah?
Yep, that's the wizard from Kansai.
It's
He's a wizard, too.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
You're a wizard, Bubbles.
So as you guys make this clearing, you notice there's this giant like stone wall, like sitting in the middle of this open like plain area. The wall's about I want to say 20 feet high. Like it looks like it was magically created to keep people out.
It's a big wall.
Yep, but as you guys are kind of like walking, I want you guys to roll a perception check, everybody.
For the wall?
Just in general, for general perception. Yes,
Okay.
you too.
Even me?
Even you, Austin. Everybody roll perception.
I don't see shit.
I don't notice shit.
Aljin and Tamatoa, that
Austin?
No.
You rolled a 10.
Yep. I got 15.
Yeah.
Aljin, Tamatoa, and Pepe, that's a giant wall.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah, I'm too busy thinking about that giant cat person I saw saying, wow, wasn't
No, I don't think that would help. That would help anyways.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you didn't feel this. He did a good thing you didn't smell the fish in my back.
So, Austin.
Yeah.
You notice that there's every 10 yards or so there seems to be these little holes in the wall. Like they appear to be arrow slits.
And here's where I turn around.
Hold on.
Ah.
Sorry about that.
Wow,
That was my phone. Sorry about that.
But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anybody like arming them at the moment. You also notice that there is a large group of people surrounding what appears to be the gate to get in.
I'm still looking for that trail of blood.
That trail of blood's gone cold because the guy who's bleeding it, you do see him. He's got himself bandaged up, but you don't know he's the guy with fish because you actually smell fish coming from like the main gate area.
Okay. But
They
my
see me?
logical assumption here is that this dude was bleeding. I'm gonna go over and talk to him.
Okay.
Creepily. I'm gonna stealth there.
All right, roll stealth.
I'm in stealth. How does she see me?
No,
Are
you're
Male
out.
or female, Austin?
Hey.
Uh,
You attacked, so you lost your stealth.
Kind of like how Anna said she was going to stealth and then popped out of stealth when she shot with her blunderbuss during Monday night's game last week.
Sure.
When you stealth, every time you attack, you lose your stealth no matter what.
Yeah. If you want to go back to the stealth, you have to announce, oh, I'm going back to the stealth.
Okay.
So, okay. Aljin and Tamatoa, as you guys are kind of looking at this wall, this 6-foot cat just somehow disappears from your sight.
I pay no mind to this because it's just from what I've heard, and like from what I've heard, and from what I've seen in battle, it's pretty common for me to see people disappear in the middle of nowhere. It's just that I have to be careful now to make sure I don't end up with a blade behind my back.
I just stopped going, whoa.
Okay.
With the pussy.
Matt, you said I saw people like surrounding the wall, right?
Austin's the one that saw people by the wall.
Okay.
So all they did was go, whoa. Where'd the pussy go?
Yep.
Am I able to like to find like an entryway into the like an entrance or something?
I'd say after like 10 minutes of just kind of like looking at the wall, you do eventually see the main gate where all the people are.
Can I tell if any of these people are like a military rank?
I gotta find my sorry.
Okay.
Hey, Bubbles, before we start, fuck your clock.
All right. So, to answer your question, Tamatoa, you can't really tell that right now because these guys don't seem like they're all like soldiers or anything like that. It's just kind of like a motley crew of people.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah. However, a couple of things to note. You do notice this guy that's kind of like sitting by the main gate outside, kind of like with this bow staff sitting in front of him. And you notice that off to the side there's this like little rackety shack built like stand, and someone's serving drinks there.
I have drinks.
Okay.
I walk over to the
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
walk over. Yeah. I walk over to the stand and ask, "What do you serve?"
Oh, well, hello there. What would you like? We got all types of rum and we've got all types of rum and we've got all types of ale here.
Where am I?
Right now, I'd say you're kind of like outside of the kind of like where everyone has gathered. Just kind of this big entryway, like reception area. There's a lot.
Am I in the reception area or outside the reception area?
You're inside the reception area. It's just this big open plain right now. Yeah, so what's in front of you is this like gray granite style giant 20-foot wall with in front of it there's like appears to be like a little gateway, but it's closed up right now. Mike, I forget what was your race and class, or what was your race and name?
High elf.
High elf, that's right.
Yeah. You guys want some weed? The Clubman Ranger is a high elf wizard.
Yes, he is a I mean,
That's for another game.
oh,
What's your name? I am Rudiger Periwinkle. Can you write that down?
Mr. Periwinkle.
I don't know if that's how you spell Rudiger. I need to copy paste this.
Jen, I want you to roll a stealth check for that thing you just sent me to do.
Why is it
I wasn't going to do stuff with it, but okay. Okay, so that's
What type of wizard are you? Did you pick an architect or is that not yet?
okay. That's a 21.
Yeah, Mike, what class did you get? Wait, what kind of armor are you wearing?
It's just a wearer.
I got lost. I forgot to save it, so there's nothing there. Yeah. I gotta start over.
was talking to you.
There you go.
Well, Jim, what armor are you wearing?
Oh, I'm with chainmail.
Disadvantage. Roll again.
Damn it.
Well, that's right.
That's an 18.
Okay. Yeah. So. All right. So.
His attention is also His attention is also elsewhere. So.
Yeah. So. All right. Rudigari, I'd say you probably got there before everyone else. You kind of left. I'm good.
What's your arcane tradition, Rudiger? Rudiger. I'm not sure. New to this game, so like, that's okay.
You got 8 schools.
Pick the war mage. Pick the war mage. We're going into war, and it's from the it just.
With arcane.
And it's a let out later.
Arcane tradition, you got 8 different schools. You got arbitration.
Here, I'll listen down. You can pick what you think is coolest. Okay. Okay. Evocation.
Yeah, evocation.
Location. Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Managed to get the bitch shit. The guy had fish.
We're off to a strong start on this.
I shot someone who's gonna be at our party.
Oh boy.
What do you expect? He shot two.
Did I miss anything? A little bit. Which one did I miss? I feel like I missed something.
You missed your 2 arrow shots missed, and then he returned fire on you with 1.
No, I missed it. I mean, in the wizard archetypes.
Oh, wizard archetypes. Let's see. Your transmutation, evocation, illusion, arbitration, conjugation, necromancy. I just had it open to it. Dang it.
Yeah, but you do know that whatever you. Alright, oh, man. That's right, that's only a cleric. Can a good wizard actually choose necromancy skills?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Divination, enchantment, invocation, illusion, necromancy, or transmutation.
I just forgot enchantment. That's it. I just forgot enchantment. War mage. Be right back.
Evocation's better.
Oh, is that in Xandar's Guide to Everything?
Yeah, Xandar.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get that. I want to get that so bad because I want to try the paladin.
Why did you just say anthrax?
Because I couldn't remember the word and I hit enter back.
So what's everyone actually trying to do? I mean, I know Tabito was at the bar.
I'm at the bar just like trying to get information about the guild hall itself and like why or what has to do to actually get inside.
All right, roll a persuasion check on that. See
I want to roll a perception check to see if I can overhear what he the conversation and the information.
All right, go ahead. Okay.
That's 1 second. Perception is +4. Yeah, +4.
That's a 19.
That's 19.
All right.
Jack shipping to that. I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's going. I'm sorry, but that's kind of part of the opening test. Yeah, you. Everyone else here is also trying to figure out how to get in.
Opening test.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see there.
I want to take a closer look around at my surroundings.
Okay.
You see the problem with this is you're doing a straight James Hudson.
I know, and I don't really care for your attitude there, you white-skinned lass.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a perception check for my surroundings, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Put the snow skin last.
Yeah, I see nothing.
Yeah, you kind of all you kind of see is you kind of see a couple of stalls. All these people are just kind of like intertwined at this point. You have no idea who's from who because everyone's trying to hide their kingdom crests. Like you kind of see from the just kind of like a weird look around that the guy who's sitting out in front of the main gate is just kind of a little bored.
I'm gonna head over to the board guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna say, hey, do you work here?
No, I just like to sit here because I feel like it. Yes, I work here. What can I do for you?
I'm just gonna say, well, you know, I'm here to
You're here to join the guild like everyone else here? He kind of points to everyone that's kind of standing around.
like all the other idiots who didn't find out where to sign up. But yeah, I want to learn where to sign up.
Yeah, they all said that. Unfortunately, we've already done our testing for the day. You'll have to wait till the morning.
Alright, then I will stick around. Thanks. Do you want to play cards while we wait for the day to end?
Oh my god, someone who actually is willing to play some cards? Yes. Deal them out, lad.
Matt?
Yeah.
Alright, well, there's no point in playing cards without a bit of a wager. What do you say?
I'm sorry,
Friends, we play with 1 gold.
Austin, what was that? Can you message that to me?
Can I do a thing?
Yeah, sure, do your thing.
I'm going to lightly tap on Hefe's shoulder and very crinkly be next to his face and ask, do you have feet?
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna do.
Is this the girl who I tried to shoot earlier?
No,
No.
this is somebody you didn't see this guy before.
And while he does that, I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm going to go up to the other side of him and say, yes, he has feet.
I'm gonna talk to the guard and I'm gonna say, how do you view violence?
How do I do violence? You said?
How do you view?
How do I view violence? Right now, I wouldn't recommend it.
I just ignore these idiots and start dealing. I ask him, alright, well, you gotta.
Excuse me, but I was told you had a thief.
I'm ignoring this lady.
Fish.
I'm a lady. I'm ignoring this guy.
This is a 7-foot tall cat.
The cats have genders too.
Yes. You know, you big furball. If you go over to the bar over there, I'm sure the Sheila over there can give you some fish. It's the best around. I can guarantee that.
Oh, thank you, good sir. I am very hungry. I haven't eaten for a solid 12 hours. I need something.
I hear. Couple.
I was told this gentleman had food that I could help myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Although I do notice this.
You don't feel hungry. The good berry satisfies you for a day.
Yep. And I was gonna, funny thing you say that, because the lass over here, I think I smell fish coming from her bag. I don't smell any from him. This would have to be a.
That's an aid to kind of pull a fish out of my bag and be like, oh, I just pulled the fish out of my hands.
So that would be a sleight of hand, and that's an 8. Austin, roll an perception check.
You know nothing. Shit all.
So you see the fish coming out of his bag. He's like, oh, okay.
I said behind your back.
But with your passive perception, I'd say you see it.
14.
Yeah, I'd say you see this happen.
I turn, look at them, and roll my eyes, and turn back to the guy, and I say, deal the cards.
How can I deal the cards? You're the one that has the cards here.
No, man, I don't have cards. I just like the game. You have cards.
Well,
Let's use the cards.
I give you the fish.
Fine. And he pulls out a deck of cards from by him. All right, so what do you want to play?
Game's up to you. We'll play more friend stakes, yeah? Just a silver game.
I don't know. I can't say friend stakes. I don't even know your name, lad.
If the fish was
It's not like for real stakes? It's like, come on, we're in a guild hall. Either I'll be a guild and I'll be your brother, or I'll be
You know,
it's like, what the...
You haven't. I'm sorry, lad, but you haven't passed initiation yet. I'm giving you the courtesy of at least figuring out your name first.
Do you want to play or do you not want to play?
Oh, I want to play. I'm bored as all hell out here.
Well, what are you complaining about?
I gotta follow the rules, though. There's some rules.
What are the rules?
I'm one of the few people that's allowed to talk to the people who aren't initiated yet.
Someone else play. You deal.
Can I at least get the courtesy of your name first?
Oh, yeah. I'm Pepe.
Pepe, nice to meet you. I'm Balthazar.
Balthazar?
Yes, Balthazar.
Nice to meet you, Balthazar.
Yeah, my parents hated me. So let's deal them up. All right, what do you want? Let's say we'll go with a simple five card draw here.
Okay.
Normal poker.
I am proficient in cards.
All right, great. Go ahead and roll me a charisma check, and we'll key contested against his.
Can I use your proficiency modifier?
That would be a +2/+2, so that's a +4.
So 4, that's 18. All right, and his charisma is not that high, so yeah, that's a straight 11. You beat him.
Wow.
You get
You're
it.
you're doing public review?
Did I earn any money?
You earn a silver piece.
I put that same silver. I say I play with that silver piece on the next. He's like, let's go again, man. Let's go again.
All right, fair enough. What's everyone else doing at this time?
I'm just enjoying the drink.
All right.
Jack's in the back.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, this is bad.
I am still in the same position I was.
But it's only 2 silver, right? It's not like it's gonna break your bank. Let's go again. You know, it's not like it's the fast game.
I don't know. How about we play for something a little different though? If you beat me in this hand, I'll give you a hint.
How about this? I'll deal this time. I'll deal.
All right, you deal. It's your turn to deal anyway. But if you beat me this time, I'll give you a little hint on what the initiation is.
Well, I could always give you the 2 silver back, but sure, let's do that.
All right. Okay, come on. Actually, roll good this time.
A 17. That's your second 2 in a row.
Yeah, I'm rolling these ones up front because I'm fine with that.
Are you gonna give me the clue in the group chat or the private chat?
I'll give it to you in private chat. It's up to you if you want to save it.
No, I'm cool. I'm like, when after he gives me the tip, I'm gonna be like, oh, cute, and I'm gonna give him back the 2 silver. I was like, I don't want to take advantage.
So, all right. With that, Mike, what have you been doing this entire time? Because I'm assuming you got there first.
By the way, how secretive was that tip? Because I was right next to him. I didn't move from my spot.
Roll a perception check, because he leans in to whisper to his ear.
Right here, though.
And I don't have a elf. I've got like super senses, you know. Well, not super senses, but better than the average.
Yeah, so
That's a. Well, since I do actually have wisdom now, that's a 12.
all right.
Well,
Yeah,
oh god,
I'm sorry, you're not hearing that one.
not a 2.
Not a 2. So yeah, I'm sorry, you don't hear that one because he's actually pretty good at that.
Yeah.
So Mike, what have you been doing this entire time?
I don't even know where you guys are at.
They're all in front of the guild hall. I'm assuming you got there before everyone else got there, but after the testing started. So I'd say you're probably like one of the first people in the big group of people that just showed up.
I'm there just drinking,
You're
chilling, just observing
okay.
with my keen elven eyes.
He's drinking. He's drinking.
So you know that dude. You've been here since like you've been here for about an hour already.
Hey, blinking.
So what exactly are you hoping? What are you hoping to get from being here?
You talking to me?
No. This is the barmaid talking to the wizard.
Okay.
I regret giving both of them Scottish accents.
Whatever. It all works out.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe somebody wanted to some bite too.
So what are you hoping to get out of this here? Yeah, high elfin man.
Not that high.
What is your favorite Irish song?
Daddy boy, the pipes are
Yes, sir.
calling.
Mike, what do you do? What do you say to that?
It's definitely Mary and the Soldier for me.
Stop bothering me, I'm drinking.
That's not
This
the
is the lady who gives you the alcohol.
yeah. For that.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, that was one of you guys.
No.
Thank you, madam.
I'm falling.
That's
Falling.
Yes. I'm aware that you've been a little tipsy if because you got here a little later than the first testers got through. So, what are you hoping to get out of this? I'm just kind of curious.
I'm just here for information.
Information, yeah, that makes sense. All right, and she goes about attending to other guys. Mike, roll me a Constitution check, or a Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw.
Yep. I want to see how tipsy you get after this drink.
First one?
Oh, it's a 17.
No, you've been here for about an hour, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're still not feeling it. For all of your wizardly training and everything, the one thing your master decided to teach you was how to handle a drink.
Oh, I'm drinking.
I'm the best at drinking.
I don't know.
Way more better than anyone here.
So anyone else want to do anything?
I don't know.
So I hand the arrow back to whatever his name is, the one who shot at me. I
Okay.
think you trapped this.
All right. Pepe, after do you take your arrow back from this white-skinned armor person who's been bothering you this entire time?
Sure. I take the arrow back.
All right, cool.
Fully. It's like not gonna stop me from hunting her down.
Okay.
Like I'll take the arrow, but like you already earned your death. That's happening.
Okay. Meanwhile,
You're not gonna feel sorry at all.
so
No, you earned it. I'm sorry. This is the character.
No, I said if I kill your character.
If you kill me, is it part of the character's design? Very appropriate.
No, but if you try to kill me, my character will kill you.
That would work.
So, meanwhile,
Yeah. So if I was gonna kill him and he goes to where he has to make saving throws, I will keep pummeling 2 dead guys.
okay, good to know.
Fight to no mercy.
But meanwhile, after Pepe, after you get that arrow, there's a guy. This older guy comes up to you and like grabs you by the shoulder. Yeah, I see. I think of. Are you also from Czechsania?
Yeah.
I should warn you. I've failed like 6 times to get into this guild. Every time's been weirder than the last. They have all these weird tests. They're never the same.
Well, anything that they got in common?
No, they're all so different. I think it's always one of those weird people that choose the test or something. There's nothing really too crazy, nothing life threatening, but a lot of demoralizing stuff. The last one I failed.
Seems like they're testing our willpower, huh?
Yeah, willpower. You could say that. Although the last one I experienced was a written test. It was brutal.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Sounds like they're just making sure everyone's got the basics down then. Well,
no, it's not just that though, because I've seen a couple of people get in on the first try, but I don't know what happens to them after that.
is it always a written test?
No, that was just the last one I've dealt with. A couple have been like I think I saw like a chimera the first time, a manticore, something about like conquering your fears and petting it, and so many people wimped out.
Petting your fears?
Conquering your fears, lad. Conquering your fears.
Why are all
Sorry.
Scottish?
Had a few drinks.
They're all Scottish because shut up, that's why.
They're all Scottish because I'm wasted. So,
You see, this is what happens when you drink a little too much.
I'm still drinking. Like, let's just be clear here. Stop stopping.
All right. So yeah, are you guys just gonna camp out here Are you guys just gonna camp out here then?
No, it's like I know there's nothing going on. I'm going.
Just channel your inner Sean
I'm
Connery.
just playing cards with the guard. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here with the guard.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Balthazar is kind of taking a shine to you, so he's just kind of playing cards with you.
Yeah, I gave him back the 2 silver. We're not playing for money anymore.
Yeah, you guys are just playing for fun. I take it.
Yeah. I'm good at cards. He's good at cards. We like the game we're having.
All right. Tamatoa, what are you doing?
For me, I am just like after I finish my drink, I'm just looking around, just to see to find anything of interest, either shops of interest or anything that would catch my eye, like anything different.
Okay.
Like misplaced stones in the wall or something like that.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check or investigation.
Actually, stone cutting.
Yep, go ahead.
Double. So I add double my proficiency.
All right.
Just what's stone cutting do?
I actually have it here.
Stone cutting.
It's for dwarves. It's add double proficiency to history checks on stonework.
Oh, cool. That's so random.
So that would be history, double proficiency, so that'd be +8.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 10.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, from what you can tell, it kind of looks like just a solid stone wall with just kind of a couple of holes up there for arrow slits, and that's about it.
By the way, Juan, I have a question.
What?
How is your character not falling into the sky already?
What?
How is your character not falling into the sky?
Falling into the sky?
Yeah, dwarves, man. Especially mountain dwarves. Every time a mountain dwarf would ever come out of the mountain, he thinks he'd fall up into the sky.
This isn't Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I know, but that's actually D&D lore.
Well, for one, he has lived in a village, not in the mountain.
In 5 years doesn't.
I know, but come on, dude. Lore is lore.
Yeah, it could live in the mountain. Tamatoa didn't really live in the mountain.
So
He lived in a village near Dreth.
So, yeah, okay, yeah. I'd say you find a couple of shops, but they don't really have like what you're probably looking for. And
All right, did I look for something that looked like an inn then?
there doesn't seem to really be an inn. Everyone who's out there is like just kind of like setting up camps. I'd say a couple hours have passed since you guys have got here. The crowd seems to be staying about the same size. Anyone else want to try and do anything, or should we just fast forward to night?
I just left one
What?
alone, so freaking.
No, I'm just playing cards with the guy. I'm going to use him to stay up all night, or at least till the end of it. So I'm going to play cards till his shift ends, and hopefully that'll keep me up all night.
All right.
Yeah, like that's boring.
All right. So we'll say that night rolls around. Any of you guys want to sleep, or do you guys want to just kind of stay up for a little bit longer?
My guy will just stay up a bit longer. Because he actually is used to like staying up late.
All right. Anyone else?
Playing cards.
I had a long sleep as it is, so I'm staying up.
All right. Well, then I want everyone who's staying up to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
That's a 6.
Nat 20.
Okay. Tamatoa, I want you to join me in the Whisper channel.
You
And
see into the future.
same with Pepe. Mike, are you staying up, or are you going into your meditation?
Wait, is he an elf?
Yeah, he's in high elf.
Yeah, then that's trance, not meditation.
All right, fair enough. Tamatoa also joined me in Whisper channel. All right.
Okay.
From what you guys saw, or from what you guys can see with your high perception, a couple figures are staying up on the wall, and they start casting there's a fog that starts rolling in as they start casting a smoke screen.
That's it? Just a smoke screen?
Just a smoke screen to kind of obscure your sight.
Well, I have actually dark vision, so.
I don't think dark vision cuts through smoke screen, but I will double check that.
That would be true vision. Dark vision just cuts
Okay.
through.
Okay, never mind then.
That's I double checked that to begin with because I know you have dark vision.
We both have dark vision, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're casting. There's, how many of them are there?
I'd say there's about 5 of them covering the entrance area.
Does it look like if I move away, I'll be less affected?
Not really.
Alright, I'm going to put my back to the wall beside the guard.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Belzevar, as soon as this rolls in, he just kind of like nods and goes, "Yeah, it's about time. It's about the time. I gotta get going. Good luck." And he
I
got
look at him and I nod and I say, alright, thanks, man.
As for me, I just find a way to like. And for me, I look for somewhere to. Actually, hold on. That wouldn't.
All right, we can probably head back
Okay.
to. We can hop back to general now.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Austin, Mike, do you guys want to roll for perception?
Fuck it, why not?
All right.
Okay. Sorry, it took me a second.
All right.
And now you're dead.
Yeah.
That is a 13.
13. Yeah. As nights kind of rolling in, things are just getting a little bit harder to see for you, Austin.
Oh, 17.
All right. Mike, join me in whisper channel. Okay. As I told the other two, from what you can tell, you can see 4 figures, or 5 figures, kind of like appear on the wall, and they start like casting like this fog and smoke screen to obscure your vision.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
My character's drinking. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Okay. We'll hop back to general.
He doesn't see anything bad right
Yeah.
now. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll hop back to general. All right. So yeah, there's this. All of a sudden, yeah, Aljin, you kind of notice it's kind of getting harder and harder to see as this giant like fog and smoke screen kind of like gets brought up all around you.
Wait, I just assume it's the booze.
Okay.
I'm
And
casually curling up to go to sleep.
all right.
I'm just
Ooh,
saying.
is there a show about to start?
I'm just saying.
I actually see the smoke. I see the smoke, and I just like keep cautious and just like keep my wits about me.
All right. Yeah, I'd say about an hour passes as nothing's really happened, as the smoke just kind of gets a little bit thicker so you guys can't see. Not really like threatening or anything, just obscuring your vision.
Yeah, we got that.
Do you have true sight?
No.
Then you don't see you don't see through this. It's obscuring.
I summon Neji.
You're not Bubbles. You can't do that. That's Pepe's job now.
I summon my inner Hinata.
Hinata.
I don't know
So you
how.
have
I don't know how Haikyuu's gonna help you.
Okay, show us your boobs.
I want everyone to roll me. Everyone who's staying up, I want you to roll me another perception check.
The perception.
Yep, another perception.
With the fog.
Yeah, but it's disadvantage with the fog.
Yeah.
Ooh, 11.
Okay.
They rolled an 11 twice?
Yep.
That's
Mike?
a 6.
Mike, join me in private chat.
That's 15.
Or the
It's up
list-
11, it's 15.
Yep. All right. So from what you can hear, all of a sudden you hear this giant, like, stone, like, as this stone wall comes up around you, guys. Not like threatening, but like containing to keep anyone else from joining in this circle.
A giant stone, you said?
Giant stone like wall, similar to the walls of the castle or the
They're
fort.
like, how high are they?
I'd say about 10 feet.
Like 10 feet?
Yep.
Oh, so we're being separated pretty much?
No, you guys are being contained. Nobody else is allowed.
We're all together. Okay.
Everyone who's in the area is about.
Wait, pause for a second. Pause. If he rolled an 11, and I have an 11 plus 4, he rolled an 11 plus whatever. Should I also be in this chat, or should I not be in this chat?
Oh yeah, you should.
I rolled an 11. So
Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, Pepe, all of a sudden you kind of hear this giant stone like wall encapsulating the entrance area, keeping every one of the new recruits or people wanting to join the guild contained.
Alright, like what was I expecting? That we wouldn't be able to drop out of the test? It's not unusual.
It's more to keep other people out.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's head back to general. All right.
So I'm just gonna use a separate sheet.
All right. So yeah.
It doesn't have one.
All right.
Well, I mean, that makes it.
After that, anyone want to try anything else, or am I okay to jumpstart to morning?
If we're jump starting to morning, yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
How obscure is this fog? This smoke?
It's enough to obscure your vision. Enough to.
It's a fog cloud spell. So here, let me link you to it.
I already know what it is. I already know what fog cloud is.
You do?
Yes.
If anything, since Tamatoa can't really make heads or tails of like what he's saying, he just like uses his time just to like once he feels like he just can't stay up anymore, he just goes to sleep.
All right. I know what I'm doing.
All right. What are you doing?
Radiant Soul flying up in the air. I'm flying up above the smoke screen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Not 20.
All right. I'm going to share this at this point because everyone else already hears. From what you can tell,
Well, Austin did because he's asleep.
yeah, but you'll find out in the morning. So yeah, what's going on is they kind of been obscuring you guys' vision so they can put up a stone wall around you guys.
Kenny, what are you doing up there?
Wait, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you. Kind of cutting out.
They formed a stone wall, like to contain you guys, while at the same time keeping anyone else from joining in this next session of guild initiation group.
So they contain this in the stone wall.
Yep, kind of like a big stone bowl, we'll say.
Okay.
And my skin was dry.
Is that Shaq?
Is there anything
It
else?
was an aid that popped up. I'm sorry.
Is there anything else you want to try?
Shaq.
So they're
Or
making
black.
a stone wall, so I can pretty much see this now.
Yes.
And there's a good chance they see me.
Yes. Like you do notice that there are a couple of archers with arrows trained on you now.
Yeah, because they weren't expecting someone like me.
No, they were expecting someone to try and like fly over and stuff at night, so they do have guards on duty.
No, I'm talking about during the whole fog thing, that someone kind of fly up and see what the hell's going on.
Right. I'm just saying
It's
that
like, okay. I'm just gonna go back down to like, all right, I see what's going on.
Yeah, street time.
All right.
By the way, Austin,
Yep.
5B, you can't crit on skill checks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
yeah. I'm just wanting to make sure.
So,
Even if you're rolling that one, if your stuff is still high enough, you can still probably see it. There is no crit fail, and crit, or
all right.
automatic succeed on skill checks.
Well, for right now, is there anything else you want to try and do?
No, I just wanted to see why the fog was
All right.
obscuring our vision, and
All right. Are you taking the long rest now?
yeah, I'm going back down.
All right.
I have to.
All right. So, to those of you staying up, nothing else really seems to happen right now. And as the sun rises on the new day, everyone kind of a little groggy, waking up. I want everybody to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, that's
The killing too?
That's an 18. I rolled an 18.
Dexterity is +3, so that's a 15.
All right. And Tamatoa, what do you ultimately roll?
Huh?
What's your roll after the modifiers?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Congratulations! I made this.
Plus 2.
This was a difficulty of 1 to pass. You just passed.
Uh,
As you guys wake up, you see like a Mark Miller 300 swarm of arrows come shooting out from over the top of the stone wall, and you all instantly roll out of the way. I'm assuming you guys are all kind of rolling in the same direction, right? Like,
yeah, out of
Rolling.
yep. All right.
Pretty much.
So with that, you kind of notice at this point,
Damn it.
as all the arrows, like after they all hit, you notice a couple of people get hit with some arrows and everything like that. You guys are like one of 5 groups that passed, and as soon as the last arrow hits the ground, suddenly the gates open and you see an elderly woman step out, like in her, I'd say early 40s, comes walking out, and she just kind of waves this staff of this like white staff she's holding as the arrows disappear, except for maybe 5 arrows in front of you.
like in front of us?
And 1 arrow in front of the groups that passed.
Okay.
And she says, to the groups that have an arrow still in front of you, pick them up and follow me. To the rest of you, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to wait your turn because you did not succeed the first test. Thank you, and we hope you guys will try again tomorrow.
So,
Huh.
how do we know if we passed or not?
You
Is there
guys
an
all
arrow?
In front of us?
You all pass your dexterity saving throw. Tamatoa
Oh, okay.
just barely
Now
passed it.
the question is this: how did the other groups fail if you needed 1 to pass it?
They
I
just
didn't know
did.
there were other groups.
They just did.
I just give a
The one was just for you guys.
sigh of relief that I grabbed the arrow, I dust myself off, I make sure I got all my
Grab the arrow. Austin already grabbed the arrow.
Yep.
Should we roll initiative for who grabs the arrow?
No, Austin
Jeez.
already said it, so he grabbed the arrow. You have to pay attention
Actually-
to what everyone's saying.
Actually, I'd say, yeah, the giant cat man's got the arrow right now, but if you guys all want to touch the arrow, go ahead.
I
What?
can't hear you. Everything's cutting out. Everyone's cutting out.
I'd say if you guys want to touch the arrow, go ahead.
Yeah, I touched the arrow.
Oh,
I'd like to touch the arrow, sure.
all right, Elgin, do you touch the arrow?
Touching it only because others had touched it first.
Here, I'll touch the arrow, and I have a fish in my other hand.
Okay.
Okay,
As you
yeah.
guys touch the arrow, I want Austin, roll me a perception check, quick.
21.
All right, you notice that all of your names are magically inscribed into this arrow.
Cool. The hell?
Yep.
What
So
the hell?
Wait, first name and last name?
just
Wait.
first names for right now.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
So you guys walk in. You hand the arrow to Austin. Do you hand the arrow to the woman who stepped out?
Was I instructed to hand the arrow off?
She is
I think
holding.
not.
All right. Okay, Mr. Fuzzy. I would like that arrow back, please.
That is very unkind of you.
Well,
I'm still holding the fish. I'm like, if you give it the arrow, I'll give you the fish.
That is very racist of you.
well.
Wait, you wanted one yesterday.
Yes, because I was hungry.
So what? You've been asleep for about 12 hours. I thought you'd be hungry again too.
I do not sleep for 12 hours. I catnap for 8.
You catnap for 8 hours?
Did I stutter?
Can I do a roll
I
to
feel
like grab?
I feel like he may
Can I
not
do
be
a
the
roll?
brightest tool in the box here.
Can I do a roll just to like forcibly just grab the arrow from the Catman and give it to the woman?
Oh,
I mean,
here it comes.
if I see the dwarf trying to grab the arrow, I'm just gonna hold it over my head.
Strength con. I'll have this be an athletic contest between the two of you guys.
Okay.
So you have to jump, and he has to literally just stay up high. Come on, give us a 1 decimal roll.
5. That's 5. 5 to 14.
What am I
You
using?
both rolled 9.
Athletics.
That's hysterical.
Well, that's a flat
14.
Yep. So, despite the odds, this dwarf manages to get the jump on the giant cat and grab the arrow out of its paw and hands it to the lady in front. I'm assuming, correct?
Does he flick his beard in irritation?
Who?
No.
All
So
right.
wait,
No. Okay.
Dwarf jumped like 8 feet up in the air just to grab the arrow.
Yes, I did.
Color me in red, short man. You have mad hops.
Yes.
Hops.
Yes. I
I
know.
look at the cat. I look at the giant cat man and just. I just had the arrow. Like Tabitha's being very business with this.
All right. Well, let's see if you guys can actually survive your next test very quickly here. And it's a matter of patience, as she kind of like motions for you guys to sit in the 5 remaining chairs that are open, as the other groups have kind of gathered in their own little chairs.
I take a seat.
Wait a minute, I had a dream about this once. I didn't study.
Well,
I
don't,
I'm sitting down.
don't. I wouldn't worry. The written test one is not here right now.
Oh my God, the Trinity exams all
I have no idea what you said, Matt.
Don't worry. There's nothing going on with written tests or anything. For you guys anyway. As the other groups are kind of like let in one after the other, and you don't see them come out, but gradually the room kind of gets quiet, gets less people. Finally, you 5 are ushered in, and the woman who stepped out. She's also sitting behind her desk, kind of staff on table, hands on it. You guys. Yes. I have a special test for the 5 of you. Something I think will be quite interesting. So you see, we currently are missing one of our more valuable members of our guild. They seem to have gone wandering off into this cave up a little bit north of here, and we're hoping to have someone go find him. And call me old-fashioned, but this seems to be something that I particularly think would be a great bonding and test for the 5 of you.
I looked at the woman. Where's the location of the cave?
Oh, it's just a little bit north of here. We'll have one of our senior members of our guild guide you out there.
Oh, I was actually gonna say, do you not have a map of this? I was actually gonna before they actually sent this, they were gonna get a guide. I actually asked the woman, do you have a map of this? Do you have a map of this area?
No, it's unfortunately they went out there to chart the area. We don't have a map, unfortunately.
I just give a nod and say, very well.
Are you guys okay with this kind of, I hate to say it, but cliche beginning?
I look to the woman and say, as long as we're able to pass this, I have no qualms with this.
I'm just chill. I'm sitting down. This test would be easy.
Will we be getting paid for this?
If you pass, yes, I will make sure compensation comes your way.
How much?
Well, that depends on if the member's even still alive or not.
The more that you're dead, the more we get paid.
The more they're
The more
alive,
it's alive.
the more they're alive,
Oh.
the more you get paid. So, do you guys take the
It's
quest?
a shame.
We
What's
take
the
it.
quest again?
You're gonna have to hunt down a guy who's currently missing, as they went into a cave to chart out the area.
Alright.
I agree.
Do we know anything about the guy?
No, I'm afraid that information's kind of held to guild members.
Do we know what race he is? Species? Class? Male? Female?
I can tell you he's male, and he's a bit proud.
Proud?
Yes, proud. I can't tell you any more because, well,
Alright.
that's a little bit of a spoilers.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Rudivar,
Alright, well,
Rudivar, Ivanis, and Elgin, do you guys accept?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
do we know his name?
I can't tell you the name, it's part of the test.
Alright.
But I will say, despite everything, the five of you each should at least be vaguely familiar with them.
Alright.
Vaguely familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this cave?
It's to the north. We'll have a guide go with you.
Recently familiar, or like like how long ago familiar?
Recently familiar to you.
Okay, good. Ooh,
Well, I'm ready.
awkward.
All right. With that, I think I'm going to close it off at this point because we've been going for a little while here.
That's fine.
So
I
yeah.
need more time to repair my character anyways.
All right.
Get my spells and
I was
blast,
Mike.
apparently.
My character has amnesia.
I
4
was
years of amnesia.
I
I was,
actually have everything for my sheets set. One thing I'm doing now is just picking out spells.
yeah, I honestly wasn't prepared for you guys to screw around for like 20 minutes in the woods.
You
Hey,
were not
hey, hey,
prepared
hey,
for
come
me.
on.
Wait, we were in the woods?
No.
That's right, I wasn't here for an hour.
Mike, your character
Alright.
comes from the kingdom on the other side. These four all met up in the woods and they were screwing around.
Oh, okay.
See,
Yeah, I
I
was
was
meant-
prepared for me.
For me.
All right. Nick, take it easy. Pepe, take it easy.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, honestly, how did I do? I'm kind of curious.
Not bad.
You did well.
Better.
Actually,
know.
I think about it, it would have been an acrobatic check, not athletics. To
No.
jump.
I was kind of imagining that he wasn't already holding it up. I think he had it like on his side.
Actually, I was just imagining my guy just kicking you in the shins.
That would have been that would have been an attack.
Likes me.
But yeah, I got this kind of like figured out for the map and everything. I figured this was a good place to stop. You guys accepted the mission.
So
The
literally,
violence
the
guy?
way his guy is, he's going to try and kill my character.
Will Pepe and Ajin ever get along? What is the deal with the Tempest Sword Guild? Why are they so secretive if they're welcoming everyone in? And how did I actually do as a DM? Hopefully these questions and more will be answered later on. If you guys like this, just let us know. And I would love to see what people think. So please comment and let us know. And if you like it, please like this video. Thank you.